Some people call me the space cowboy. Wild West, desperado, rough rider. No, you don't want nada. There's six gunning this, brother running this. Buffalo.
Flatout, a destruction derby-style racing game developed by Bugbear Entertainment, released in the EU on November 11, 2004, and to North America on July 12, 2005 on the PS2, Xbox, and PC. I ran this game on PC and I got it from Steam, where I had no issues getting the game to run. Given the game's age, most hardware nowadays should be able to play it. Flatout has a career mode which has you racing in 3 different racing classes, starting from bronze to silver and then gold. You increase your racing class by getting at least 3rd in all the races in that class. Every race you complete rewards you, if you finish in not last place, with money that you can spend to purchase new cars, which you can only have one of, or to upgrade your current car. The upgrades are pretty surface level. They just increase things like your traction, handling, top speed, your acceleration, as well as your vehicle's durability. There's also a bonus mode which you can unlock more events in by increasing your racing class. These events range from just destruction derby and special races to party games. The party games are where probably you're going to have the most fun in the game. They are generally even more fun with family and friends due to just how ridiculous the party games are. The party games are long jump, high jump, darts, clown toss, bullseye, and bowling. In these party games, you launch your driver as the main object in these games. For example, you bowl with your driver after you launch them from the car to hit the pins. The game also has time trials for every race in the game, which you can try your best time without your opponents trying to ruin your day. The multiplayer in the game's also pretty basic. You can play the basic races from the career mode or the special races in Destruction Derby, but most importantly, you can play the party games. That's just about all you can do with multiplayer, so there's not a whole lot going on there. You can play online, but good luck trying to find a game nowadays. For being released in the early 2000s, the handling for the cars in the game are pretty good for the most part. I'll get back to this later. The game also has a very destructible environment, which is pretty good, especially for its age, and the racetracks of themselves are pretty decent. The racetracks themselves are pretty diverse in terms of environment. The environments go from forests to small towns to racing in properish racetracks and racing in heavy snow. My biggest personal gripe with Flatout is its AI. The AI for itself is pretty acceptable. They don't get any advantages, and they race well enough to provide a challenge. But the AI can be downright infuriating with how stupid it is. For example, they'll just ram you randomly, and it'll end up wrecking themselves. Or they'll end up using you to turn, but instead of turning at the turn, they just keep on going straight, crashing both of you. I've lost plenty of races with them trying to do this. Getting back to the handling of the cars, it's pretty good until you start racing in the gold class. The cars generally are going really fast now, and you and the AI opponents often are flying off the racetrack because there was a slight bump in the road. Often when you fly outside the track, it's easy enough to get back into the track, but hitting anything solid with the slightest amount of force will cause your driver to fly out the car or just get stuck. In the bronze and silver class, you don't really go fast enough to fly off the track from the slightest bumps or get Paul Walkered from hitting a guardrail. The only solution to this problem that I can think of at midnight while I'm recording this is to make the gold class cars have more traction or make them less floaty around corners. Overall, this game is pretty fun with family and friends if they're willing to play with you, and the career mode is decent enough to pass the time if you're looking for races that are only about 5 minutes at most. The game was released in the early 2000s and it mostly got 7 or 8s out of 10, and I think that still mostly holds up today. The party games are enough in themselves to sell the game, except that Flatout 2 exists and that game is better in every way like a sequel should be. My personal history with the game is that I played Fallout 2 as a kid, and I had this, but I never played it for more than 30 minutes because why would I play this when I have the second one? After finishing Flatout, I think that 10-year-old me made the correct choice Not saying that Flatout is bad, it's just that Flatout 2 is better in every way. My total time of playing this game came out to be about 5.5 hours to complete the career mode and play all the side content. I would recommend this game if you want to play an old party game with your friends, or you just want a quick racing game to pass the time. The game is available on Steam for $7.49 or on GOG for $5.99, or you can try finding it for the PS2 or the Xbox. Good luck with that.